Hi, I'm Wertz with Duet based in Los Angeles, California. I want to be the next Mayesh design star because I love sharing tips and tricks in floral design. Today I'm going to show you a beach-inspired centerpiece that can double as a tabletop and features succulents. Let's talk containers. This is the saucer of a terracotta pot, so it's very economical to use as your base for your design. I've added some cast resin coral. This isn't real coral, so not harvested from the sea, but it sure looks real. A scallop-shaped vase that looks just like a seashell, and a stone that's been tumbled by the sea. Surrounded this is wet Oasis floral foam. I've already pre-soaked it and cut it, so it's ready for me to start putting some flowers into. First I'm going to start with some green jade trachelium, and this is a nice, very fluffy greenery. It's a green flower actually, but I think that it mimics some of the green mass that you see underneath the ocean. So the way I'm doing this design today is the part that's here on the base, this is going to be under the water, so I'm going to have some underwater themes, which is why I'm using succulents, because I think succulents really lend themselves to looking like underwater plants. So I'm going to do a little clump of trachelium here, and then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do another clump of trachelium on the back side to mimic the look. And that's going to be our goal today. After I add the trachelium, I'm going to look at some of our succulents. These are Graftivarius, and succulent stems are really short, and so to give it a little extra girth, I'm going to add a stub wire right into the base of the stem, and that will allow me to have a little bit more control when I put them into the foam, because I don't want my flowers to move when I'm transporting them. So I'm going to mimic that look on the other side so that everybody on either side of the design is going to see these beautiful succulents. I have some other kind of succulents here today. This is in the Kalanchoe family. It's called Mother of Thousands. And I thought it would be really pretty to place these kind of interspersed in this coral. And the one thing that's great about succulents is they don't really need a water source. In fact, if you're going to plant them in your garden, you take a cutting and plant them in the garden, which you can do with these after you're done with the floral design. You actually let them sit out for about a week to callus over before putting them in the garden. I'm also going to add a couple of air plants, or tillandsias. And these are also available by Mayesh, and so are the echeverias and other succulents. And here in this case, I'm going to just add them into this coral, and they look a little bit like sea anemones. Here's some more succulents. I'm going to add a few more here along the base. I'm going to add some carnations now, and I don't get to work with them enough these days. I think they're great. They last a long time, they cover a lot of space, they're great in pomanders. In this case I'm using them to mimic sand, pink sand, like if you're in Barbados, underneath the water. This is a great flower I picked up at the market today. It's available this color late summer. It's kind of a pink color. It's Asclepias Moby Dick, and it just has these great little fruit pods kind of on the end, and I can cut them into short stems and place them here in the front end of my design. I think that it adds a nice little sea creature touch to the design. Okay, we're in the home stretch right now. I'm going to add living coral, which is another kind of succulent, anchor my vase right here. I'm going to take these beautiful Brasilia berries that I got today and finish covering the rest of the foam. And I think that these, again, mimic an underwater sea plant. And finally, I have to do something with this tall vase. I don't want to just leave it empty. It is a beautiful vase on its own, but I do want to put something in it. And my choice is actually to add some grass that looks like dune grass. I'm going to take this bare grass, give it a chop, and place it in the vase like a fountain. I'm going to take some other plume grass that I picked up this morning and place those around, just a loose, beachy kind of design. And then finally this Pyrrhus japonica that I also picked up at Mayesh this morning that is so pretty and I think really lends itself to this design. So I hope that you enjoyed my beach-inspired tabletop centerpiece, and that you'll think of me when you're voting for the next Mayesh Design Star. I'm Wertz from Flower Duet, based in Los Angeles, California.